So I'm Mrs. Wilkie once again, and today we're going to be talking about soil sifting and what is the difference between soil and dirt. Well, soil has actual living organisms in it. It's minerals and organic material, so you can actually grow things in soil. We're talking about how the glacier came through here and changed the landforms in Waukesha County, and it also changed the soil. So today what we're going to do is we are going to take some soil samples. We have some in these two little containers, and we have got a soil sifter here. And a soil sifter separates all the different particles of soil so we can see what our particular soil that was the gift of the glacier that was left here. And as you can see, there are 5 different levels. This first level is going to take out the biggest part of the biggest material, probably sand and rocks. The next strainer is a little bit smaller, and then we get much finer particles until we get to the last part, which is super fine particles, which will be clay. So we're going to put this together. And you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got them in order. And here are soil samples. We're going to take them, pour them into the top. Put the top on, that's really important. We're going to lift it up from the bottom, and you can actually pass this around for the students to swirl it. This is our technical term, swirling. And pass it from student to student so that they all get a chance to swirl the soil sample. Once that's done, we're going to take the lid off and very carefully pour one end of it, for the top level, into one side of your scale. Then we have some weights here, and we're going to try to determine which weights to use. Now this seems like it's extremely heavy, so we will try, these are gram weights. This particular one is 30 grams. We've got 5, we've got 20 grams, another 30 grams, and then we have these smaller cubes, which are 1 gram a piece. So because this looks so heavy, we're trying to get this even, this line here to be even with this mark right here. So we are going to add some weight, and because I feel that this is pretty heavy, I'm going to start with 30 grams. That's the biggest one. Didn't budge much, so let's try another 30 grams. Up. It did move. So right now we've got 30 grams and 30 grams, which is 60 grams. And maybe we'll try another, let's try 20, see what happens there. Oh, 20 was way too much. Okay, so now we have to think maybe 10 would be enough. 10 too much also. So I'm going to break it down, go to 5. Still too much. So now I have to move to the smallest number of grams, these individual yellow cubes. We'll add them about 1 at a time. That was 1. There's 2. Another one, 3. That looks about right. Did you get that? Okay. So then Okay, now Todd,
What is the material?
this is, okay, so what we do is we write sand and gravel. I mean, gravel. What do we call it? Gravel and pebbles? Gravel? Yeah. So we've got 63 grams. Okay.
And then
We sifted all of our soil sample, and we broke it down into the top two level were gravel and pebbles, and we can't grow anything in gravel and pebbles. So it was the part of the soil that was brought here by the glacier, but we're not going to include that because we're going to try to find out what type of actual soil we have here from the glacier. This is called a soil triangle. We're going to take the numbers and percentages of sand, silt, and clay and determine what type of soil we have. So the first was sand. We had 52 grams, so we're not going to include these top. We have 52 grams of sand. We have 42 grams of silt, and we have only 1 gram of that superfine particle called clay. We are going to add those up to get the total mass of the soil, which is 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5 plus 9, 5 plus 4 is 9, so we have 95 total grams. Now what we're going to do is to try to find out what the percentages of sand, what the percentages of silt and clay. So we take 52 grams divided by 95, if you want to do 52 over 95 or 52 divided by 95. And on our calculator, 52 divided by 95 equals 0.547. So about 55%. It's a little bit closer to 55%, yeah, is sand. We're going to do the same thing with silt. 42 divided by 95 equals 0.44, so it's 44% silt. And the last one, of course, is 1 divided by 95, which is pretty negligible. 0.01.
1%.
1%. So that adds up to 100%.
I'm Mr. Thompson, another component of this team. I'm going to help you kind of get a grasp on this last piece. So we found the percentage of the mass of each of these soil layers. Now we use these numbers and this soil triangle to help determine the kind of soil the name of the soil that we have in this soil sample. So if we have 55%, and that was sand, we start down on the bottom, and this goes up then to the left. It's all right, those things happen. Bloopers. If we have 42 or 44% silt, you can see this goes down and to the left. I can kind of see where I'm going already. And then if we have clay and it was only 1%, then we're going to draw it straight across. And in theory, you can see where I'm ending up in the sandy loam component or area. So once the kids have this figured out, through that whole process that Mrs. Wilkie took you through, you should be able to have some conversations using your results and this small sample of the different types of soil in the state of Wisconsin. Hopefully that will help you eliminate or clean up any confusion that the kids might have as you do this activity with them in your classroom. You can see lots of places that you can build in some group activities, but ultimately you need to pull them back together to have this final conversation.